In this example, we're conducting a distribution line inspection and walking through key camera, thermal, and map tools in Pilot 2 that can improve both inspection efficiency and documentation in the field. We'll start with the photo settings. Here you can choose between photo and video. In photo mode, you can also select different capture options depending on the inspection task. Time mode can be useful for taking repeated photos as you move down a conductor looking for visual detailed issues. Panorama can help capture a wider overview of an area, such as after a storm event. Smart capture can be useful in low light conditions, where the camera uses a longer exposure to improve visual detail. On supported systems, high resolution grid or high resolution pano can also be useful when you want a more detailed overview of the asset or surrounding environment. The best option depends on what kind of inspection data you're trying to collect. Next, we'll switch over to the infrared thermal camera by selecting the L1 button and beginning reviewing the thermal inspection tools. First, we have color palette options. This changes how heat differences are displayed on screen and can make certain thermal patterns easier to decipher depending on the environment and the operator's preference. Next is Isotherms, which helps highlight a selected temperature range so potential hotspots stand out more clearly. If you want only to display isotherms for a specific area, you can use the Select Area option to define that temperature range. We can also adjust gain settings. Low gain is helpful when there's a wider temperature range in view. High gain can provide more detail when looking for smaller temperature differences. And on supported systems, high resolution mode can provide a more detailed thermal image, although it's important to note that this mode does not provide temperature data. To compare both sensors more easily, we can enable side-by-side visual and thermal view by selecting the R3 button. This makes it easier to match a thermal anomaly to the actual component being inspected. We can also turn on linked visual and thermal zoom so both views stay aligned when zooming in. For more precise analysis, we can draw a temperature box over an area of interest to view temperature readings within that region. We can also set a temperature alarm to notify us when a target exceeds a defined threshold. Additional thermal tools are also available. Before starting a mission, we can create a folder so all of the media from this line segment stays organized, and I can check the timestamp so every file has a clear time reference for reporting and review later. For capture setup, I can enable lock gimbal while shooting to help keep framing more stable while documenting poles, insulators, and connectors. And I can also review ROI and scene, two settings worth paying attention to for thermal capture. ROI, or region of interest. This setting tells the thermal camera which part of the image to prioritize when determining the temperature range for the display. That matters because it can change how useful and readable the thermal image looks on screen. For example, if the frame includes both very hot and very cool areas, the overall contrast can become less helpful for inspection. Adjusting the ROI can help the camera emphasize the area that actually matters, so potential hotspots or temperature differences are easier to identify. Next is scene. Scene lets us choose the type of thermal environment we are working in. For example, I may use inspection when I'm looking at electrical hardware or equipment and trying to identify abnormal heat patterns. Manual gives me more control if I want to fine-tune the image myself instead of relying on a preset. I also want to spend a little more time on features like auto FFC, UHR, sunburn protection, and temperature measurement, because these can have a real impact on how reliable the thermal image is. Auto FFC, or flat field correction. This helps the thermal camera recalibrate itself during use. This keeps the infrared image more stable and consistent as the temperature changes, reducing uneven brightness or image drift over time. UHR stands for Ultra High Resolution. When enabled, it improves the thermal image by increasing the infrared photo and video resolution to 1280 by 1024. This makes the scene look more sharp and helps finer details or outlines stand out more clearly. This can be helpful when visually inspecting smaller targets or when you need a clearer thermal view. Note that UHR infrared image is automatically enabled when night scene mode is turned on. Separately, grid is more of a viewing and framing aid. It can help the pilot compose shots more consistently and keep the subject aligned in the frame, which is useful when documenting assets in a repeatable way. While it is not a thermal image optimization setting, it can still support inspection consistency by helping maintain similar framing across different captures. Sunburn protection is basically a safeguard for the thermal camera. If the sensor is exposed to something extremely intense like direct sunlight, this helps protect the thermal sensor from overexposure or potential damage. The temperature tools help turn the thermal image into something more actionable. For example, if I see a possible hotspot on a connector or insulator, I can use a spot or area measurement to get a temperature reading. I can also set temperature alarms so that the camera highlights anything above a certain threshold. Depending on the target, I may adjust settings like emissivity, distance, and reflected temperature because different materials and conditions can affect how accurate the thermal reading is. Emissivity. This tells the camera what type of surface it is looking at. For most utility inspections, 0.95 is a good default for things like rubber, ceramic, plastic. Be careful with shiny metal because the temperature readings may be less accurate. Distance. Set this close to how far the drone is from the target. If you are about 30 feet away, set it around 30 feet. This matters more when measuring from further away. Humidity. This is the air humidity. The default is 50%, which is fine in most cases. Change it if it is very dry or very humid, foggy, or rainy. Environment temperature. This is the outside temperature. I would usually leave it on auto unless there's something wrong. If the camera view or settings don't look right, you can restore to default as a quick way to bring everything back to default configuration and start fresh. Next is infrared digital zoom. This allows us to inspect thermal targets from further away while maintaining a safe operating distance. If the thermal image needs to be refreshed, we can perform an FFC or flat field calibration, which helps improve image consistency during operation. Now we'll move into the pin and map tools, which are extremely useful for marking and sharing findings during inspection. First, we can customize pin color to organize findings more clearly. For example, different colors can be useful for finding hotspots, visible damage, or locations that require follow-up. There are multiple ways to draw pins. We can place a pin using the laser rangefinder to mark a specific target by selecting L3. Use the aircraft location to mark the drone's current position, or manually drop a pin on the map by selecting the desired location directly using L1. Once a pin is created, we can use the face feature to quickly point the camera toward the selected location, making it easier to revisit or confirm an issue. If the location needs to be shared with another team member, we can share the pin using a QR code. This provides a quick way to pass along the coordinates from the remote controller. We can also export all pins as a KML file, making it easier to provide marked locations to ground crews or import them into other mapping or asset management platforms. Finally, we can use FlyTo to send the aircraft directly toward a selected point, helping speed up repositioning between areas of interest during the inspection. Together, these tools help make distribution line inspections more effective by improving image capture, thermal analysis, issue marking, and coordination with the rest of the team.